Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about pride. So a few months ago I was going through some things, and this topic was pressed on my heart. I actually shared with my church congregation a message, and I really wanted to share with all of you. So today, again, I'm going to be reading off my notes because it was something that I don't want to miss any pieces of the message. So to start off, I came back to my faith about 3 years ago by watching church online. Stuff started popping up on Facebook, and I was like, what is this? Who is this? I've got to know more. And it was a preacher who is from the States. I ended up watching quite a bit over time, but one of the messages that I remember really specifically hearing from this individual was that you should be in a physical location. So it's really important to be a part of a congregation and to be involved physically, where you can be in community with other folks. So I did pray about this because I didn't know which church I'd even want to join. And surprisingly, one of my friends asked me if I wanted to go to a service with her. And I was like, sure, that would be great. So that Sunday morning, I came to the church and I waited for her, and she never showed up. So I still went inside, and I actually met a really amazing group of ladies who invited me into their group. So at first I was regularly attending, but very quickly I stopped going regularly, and I felt really uncomfortable. So I would arrive late, usually when worship had started, and I would leave immediately as soon as the service was over. I would look around at other people and notice their stoic looks on their faces, and I felt completely out of place because of how I felt inside. There was a rushing river of emotions that I couldn't contain in me. I had a fear of people knowing who I really was, and so that's what kept me from regularly attending. I had already opened myself up to a few people, and I felt like they became distant with me. Like I was some handful. I pictured in my mind what they were thinking. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say to this woman. She is a mess. Oh yes, I was a huge mess. This brings me to my topic of pride. I want to challenge you with the meaning of the word pride. So the word pride could be looked at in two different ways. In the positive way, I'm proud of the work I've done. I'm proud of my accomplishments. I'm proud of doing a good deed, or I'm proud of my roots. Just a couple of examples of negative side of pride. Thinking you're better than others, measuring yourself against others, that you look better than others. These things can cause arrogance and inflated egos. But I want to talk about another type of pride. A far more sinister type of pride. One I didn't know existed. And God started shining a bright light on this pride. This type of pride comes from the lies of the enemy. And sadly, it's so sinister that we're virtually the last people to see it. And examples of this level of pride are a protective cover over our brokenness, like, I'm okay, everything's fine, I've got this. A protective cover over our flaws, like perfectionism, not wanting to show others that we make mistakes, studying excessively to get higher grades, not wanting to show others we're not smart enough, overcompensating, not wanting others to see that we're not good at everything. A protective cover over our strongholds, like bitterness, rejection, or shame. A protective cover over our behaviors, like being completely self-sufficient, saying we don't need God in particular situations in our lives. See, pride is a cover. It's used for self-preservation or a defense mechanism. This is where I struggled. I saw these people in church, and the enemy came and condemned me with thoughts of, look, these people have it all together. You'll never be like these people unless you bury your pain and your heartache. Or, this is normal Christianity. You're an embarrassment. And finally, who do you think you are, crying and going on like this? Chin up, girl. Be like them. The message was clear. Pride slipped in. It was so devious. No one would have suspected a thing, least of all me. 1 Peter 5:5-6, reading from the New Living Translation, says, in the same way, you who are younger must accept the authority of the elders. And all of you dress yourselves in humility as you relate to one another. For God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. So humble yourselves under the mighty power of God, and at the right time he will lift you up in honor. And in verse 9, he reminds us that our family of believers all over the world is going through the same suffering that we are. The humility that Jesus speaks of here is stated in that part that says, as you relate to one another. It's to let go of our preservation, to remove our cover of protection, and to completely surrender by humbling ourselves under the mighty power of God. Humbling ourselves means letting go of our defenses and our covers, allowing others to see our brokenness. Changes happen when we open up and allow others to see our vulnerability. It brings closeness and allows God to pour out his grace and blessing. It has been said that humility is God's highway to transformation. It's also been said that with pride, we don't have a devil problem, we have a God problem. He opposes the proud. We actually get spiritual resistance, blocking our blessings and stopping God from bringing us to our purpose. Just like Moses was blocked from entering the promised land because of his pride, so do we block our promised land. When I walked into this church, this new church, I felt different. I didn't see people with stoic faces. I actually saw their realness. I felt like I was brought to this new church that I attend because God wanted to do this work in me and work with others with this topic of pride. I hope you got a lot out of this message. I really feel that God is doing a work in my heart. And I want to share this journey with all of you. I thank you for listening. I hope that you want to journey with me as well. And if you do, please like and subscribe my video. And I will be posting new content weekly. So just wait for more content. Thank you and have a great day. I love you all. Bye.